Have you instantly regretted selling a property in the Upland Metaverse? If you haven't, this video is definitely for you. In vanilla city releases, property collections are only announced 1 week after the city release. And right when those collections were announced, I instantly made a sale and immediately regretted it. In this video, I'm going to tell you why and how you can prevent that from happening to yourself.
I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. I'm here to unlock the secrets of the Upland Metaverse. On this channel, you can find everything you need to build your Upland empire. Expert tutorials, winning strategies, pro tips and tricks, and a lot more. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay ahead of the game. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the Upland Metaverse, that knowledge is truly your most valuable asset.
During the South Lake Tahoe city release, I had minted a number of properties in Lakeview Heights. Now, Lakeview Heights is an exclusive property collection, but I didn't know that ahead of time. In fact, nobody did. The city was released in vanilla mode, which means that none of the property collections are known ahead of time. So I had minted a number of properties, and I didn't think too much into if that neighborhood was going to be a collection or not, and I thought that I would be able to sell some of those properties for a pretty good profit, which I did. In my personal Upland strategy, I didn't see how those properties were fitting in with my long-term goals, so I just thought that I would sell them if I was able to get a profit, which I did. Those were some of the properties that I sold within a week of the city release, because 1 week afterwards, Upland typically has the collection reveal. Now, the way collection reveals work is that Upland will announce a date and time that they will reveal these collections, and once they are revealed, all of the properties in those collections that have yet to be minted are going to be locked for a short period of time. These properties are locked because their mint prices have to now be adjusted based on the collection that they are in. In this chart, you can see that based on the different type of collection, what the mint factor multiplier is. And this essentially means that during the vanilla release, if the Lakeview Heights property originally cost 5,000 UPIX, after applying the mint factor multiplier, it will now cost 15,000 UPIX. About 30 minutes or 1 hour after the release has been announced, and the properties were locked, Upland will unlock these properties and they will be available to mint by any player. Now, my mistake was that I didn't unlist that property before the collection reveal. The price that I was selling my property for was based off of the current market and not taking into consideration that this property is actually special in that it's part of this exclusive collection. So right when these collections are revealed, there are people who are looking at these great deals because they all of a sudden know something that I didn't. They knew at that moment that this was a collection property and it was currently undervalued, so they were able to purchase it. Whether they needed it to complete their collection or whether they're just looking to purchase underpriced properties in order to sell it a few minutes later at the proper market value, I was not paying attention to the fact that I should have unlisted my property before the collection reveal so that I would be in control and I would be able to list it at a proper market value, or I might have decided to hold on to it because of that collection property. I'm not here telling you that you shouldn't be selling your collection properties or what you should be doing with them. I'm just pointing out that if there's a collection reveal and it's a few minutes before that collection reveal and you still have not sold that property, I highly suggest removing it from listing. The worst thing that can happen is that the property that you haven't sold, that you think is just a random property that is not super valuable, might be an ultra rare property. And people are going to realize that before you, and if that property is still listed for sale, they're going to realize before you that it's an ultra rare property and they're going to buy it instantaneously. So I would recommend removing your properties from listing, and then once you analyze all your properties and see if you do have any collection properties, then you can go ahead and relist them. Now lastly, don't forget that just by clicking on a property, you can click on the boosted earnings here and you can see all of the collections that that property is located in, as well as your current monthly UPIX earnings. And these earnings are based off of your current earnings multiplier, which you can look at here. And that's based on the number of tasks that you complete in the season previous to the current seasons in Upland. You can learn more about these seasons in this next video and in the link in the description below. Have you ever made a similar mistake in Upland? What property did you sell that you would have liked to have held on to?